Open source hardware is incredible. It's brought people together, made niche tech more accessible at both the hobbyist and the industrial level, and sparked some of the coolest ideas out there. But here's the thing we don't talk about enough, and that's the importance of giving back. The communities behind these projects put in a ton of effort, often with no financial support whatsoever. If we want open source to keep on thriving the way it is right now, we've got to step up and we've got to start helping out. I've been part of the open source world for about 7 years now. It all started with my first 3D printer, a CR10S. And honestly, compared to what we have now, it was kind of junky. But one of the first things I did was hop on Thingiverse and browse all the mods that people had created and posted for free. And that's when I fell in love with the community. A community that was so open to sharing, so open to giving out ideas and helping each other out. Fast forward to today, and we've come so far. There are communities like Voron, Raprig, and Positron, to name just a few, and thousands of people have directly benefited from the hard work of these teams, or sometimes just 1 or 2 people. And it's not just the big names out there. There are hundreds of smaller projects run by passionate individuals who are putting in insane amounts of effort, often without any support at all. I'm lucky to be in a somewhat unique position as the head of a fairly well-known open source project, Millennium. So, what I'm sharing today isn't just guesswork. It's an honest behind-the-scenes look at what it's like to run one of these projects. Every project is different, of course, but I think this will hit close to home for most people in a similar position. Over the past year, Millennium has tripled in size. At the time of recording, we have 140 serialized machines in the wild, plus about a dozen that haven't been registered yet. Through LDO, one of our kit manufacturers, we've sold over 500 machines worldwide. We even won an award from LDO for being the best open source project from last year. On our Discord right now, we've got 3,250 members, give or take a few. And we provide open support to all of them, even the people who don't use our machines. And despite all this, less than 5% of our funding comes from community contributions. That's not to guilt trip anyone, it's just the reality of the situation. Last year, we earned about $15,000 from various sources like sponsorships, sales kickbacks, and some donations, with 95% of those donations coming from companies like LDO, who give us a 3% kickback on all Millennium kits sold. Here at Millennium, we try to encourage people to lead projects and create new machines. So our lead developers get 20% of all the money that a project has earned. The software developers, who don't have physical products to sell, get a flat 5% across all projects. So that totaled to about $3,750 last year. And for context, I personally earned $3,000 of that because I handle 95% of the design work of the project. And that does sound like a lot, right? But when you consider that I've been averaging 2 hours of work every day for the past 4 years, that works out to about $1.02 per hour. There are also tertiary expenditures. Stuff like booking tables at RepRap events to show off our machines. Booking a table at Smurf last year cost us $1,200. And transporting machines to and from the event, whilst also feeding all the people who did attend the event on the team, brought us to a total of about $2,000. And by the way, all team members covered their own flights and their own accommodations out of their own pockets. There's also equipment that we have to think about. Last year alone, I had to spend $750 on a container because my home isn't big enough to store everything that we need for the project. We spent $1,500 on 2 Bamboo Labs printers to help with testing, $300 on filament alone for prototyping, and $750 on tools like a drill press and other CNC related equipment that we need so that we can verify and check things. And whilst the next bit isn't technically an expense, I've decided to include it here because it does show one of the things that developers do have to deal with. Last year, during the summer, we got scammed out of a lot of what was left in the project account. It effectively drained us to zero. Now, I've talked about this before, so I won't go into too much detail, and I will be the first to say that it was my fault that it happened, alongside the fault of the scammers, obviously. But stuff like this does happen. Thankfully, because our community is so awesome, we managed to make back the majority of what was taken through donations. But I will also say again that the majority of what was donated came from companies that we work with and not from independent community members. For those of you who did donate, however, I don't want to underplay your involvement. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and truly, you guys rock. So by the time we actually got to machine development, we were left with about $5,450. Developing a new machine isn't cheap. For context, Milo and Miley V2 are expected to cost around $1,500 each in kit form for the end user, but the development cost for a machine is typically 2 to 3 times the retail cost. That means designing and testing Milo alone cost us around $3,000. And that's on the low end. The actual cost was closer to $5,000, but that's because LDO helped us out by providing some parts for free, and because Milo and Miley share a lot of common parts, so we were able to save on development costs there. Even with that help, however, the numbers don't look great. After covering these development costs, we ended last year at minus 150 USD. And yes, that's a negative. This doesn't even account for the money that we spent in the 3 years before we started receiving any funding. The situation isn't just about funding though. There's a bigger picture here. Open source is more important now than ever because of what we're seeing in the closed source world. Take Bamboo Labs, for example. They've been praised for their high quality printers, but they've also come under some fire recently for locking down their ecosystem. They've rolled out some firmware updates that effectively take control away from their users. This is the exact opposite of what open source stands for. Open source gives users the freedom to modify, improve, and truly own their devices. But without proper support, open source projects will struggle to compete with more polished, closed source alternatives. And at the end of the day, competition in this space can only be a good thing for the end user. Millennium is relatively well known, and we're fortunate to have some sales kickbacks. A lot of open source projects don't have that luxury. The responsibility needs to fall to the community. And here's how we make a difference. If you've ever benefited from a project, please consider giving back, even if it's just $1. And on top of that, regular, smaller donations are more helpful than one-time big contributions. A predictable income stream helps developers plan better for future development. And also, just try and recognize the challenges that developers are facing. These are people who still have jobs, they still have kids, family, dogs, cats. They live normal lives on top of having to do all the development for these projects. This next bit is for the developers. You're not off the hook either. If you develop a printer, a CNC machine, a bit of software, get out there now and open up a Patreon account or a PayPal link and give it to your community. It's up to us to make sure that the community understands what it takes to continue doing what we do. I know that a lot of developers are a lot like me, more on the introverted side and almost incapable of self-promotion. But we have to try here. We need to make sure that our communities know what they can do to help us. The rest of this video is going to be aimed specifically at the Millennium community. So if you don't want to continue watching or you're not part of that community, feel free to click off. It'll be absolutely fine. To you guys, however, the guys who stayed, thank you. You've been incredibly supportive, and I couldn't ask for a better group of people. As some of you know, I started this project in university, and I'm the only member of the team who isn't an engineer by trade. For years, I've worked as an outdoor instructor earning minimum wage. But about a month before Smurf, I lost my job due to budget cuts. I've spoken to the rest of the team, and they've agreed that it's time for me to try and make this my job. Right now, I make about $100 a month from donations. To make this sustainable, I'd need about $1,400 a month to cover my basic expenses and to keep development moving at its current pace. If even half of our Discord members donate $1 a month, we'd hit our goal instantly. If every single person with a serialized Milo donated $10 a month, we'd also hit that target. If you can support the project, even in a small way, it would mean the world to me. And if we ever exceed that goal, anything extra will go towards supporting other contributors like 9 Mile, who have been instrumental in our progress. Seriously, that guy is awesome and I couldn't thank him enough for the work he's done. But no matter what, thank you for being part of this journey, and let's keep building amazing things together for the foreseeable future. Signing off, this is Jake.